basketball isn't easy. All my life.
Hello and welcome to 2K Sports. You're watching the NBA.
Now a chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. First for the Spurs, Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. And in the middle, out of Brazil, taken with the 28th pick back in 2008, the 6'11" pivot man, Thiago Splitter. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Duncan in at the 4. And for Miami, Chalmers and D-Wade are the guards. And playing at the 5, the always versatile 6'11" star big man, able to score inside and out, Chris Bosh. Then it's LeBron James. And it's Haslam in at the 4 spot. Leonard kicks to Splitter. Parker outside. He dishes it to Duncan. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
Well, coming off a title last year, you always wonder if a team will maybe relax a little bit. They usually won't admit to it, but Chris Bosh really said it at times that his team had a difficult time lighting that fire again.
Here's Parker. The Heat getting the bucket. They get a hand on it. Outside, Green. From outside the arc. And the shot is good.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
And to go back to what Bosh said, I think that is true for every team, Clark, that comes off a championship, but they usually don't admit it like Bosh did.
Well, you know what? Once you've won it all, there is a bit of a relief and a little malaise that may settle over you, but I've always respected Bosh's candor. He's a guy who doesn't bite his tongue, and he articulates what he feels, and I think it's impressive that they fought back to the finals once more, because that shows they eventually did recapture that fire. He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
And that call gets an instant reaction from the fans.
Well, that's a whistle that did not go over very well.
And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Kevin, I had a chance to talk with head coach Eric Spoelstra. I asked him what they needed to key in on defensively, and he said, well, we've got to limit penetration by Tony Parker. He's really the, quote, head of the snake, and with his floater, he doesn't need to get all the way to the rim to score. It's crucial that we do our best to keep him outside the lane. Guys, that's no easy assignment. We'll see how much success they have defensively.
Thanks again, Doris.
And what an amazing run it was for the Spurs last year in the postseason. You know, swept the Lakers, survived Golden State, and then dismantled Memphis on their way to the NBA Finals. And then, of course, were seconds away from another championship banner.
Well, getting back to the Spurs, they look better and better as they went deeper into the playoffs, Clark. Heat were thought to be the heavy favorites at the start of the NBA postseason. But when they met in the finals, thoughts on who would win, I think, were pretty much split.
Yeah, and eventually, you know, this was one heck of a series because the Spurs not only had experience and talent, but they had multiple options offensively and did such a terrific job sharing the ball. They took the Miami Heat to the limit, but at the end of the day, it came down to LeBron James and Dwayne Wade rising to the challenge.
He loves running the pick and roll as the screener, and he's very good at it. Next time you see it, just watch how quickly he pops off that screen and cuts inside.
He's got a great move to the basket and can also finish through contact if he needs to.
And he makes the first.
The Heat have magnificent talent, but even coming off an NBA title, they had never put their name into the conversation of the great teams until last spring when they went on that amazing 27-game winning streak.
Both shots good from the stripe. And for the Heat, they were staring right at the 72 Lakers win record, and I'm sure everyone remembers, but ultimately they would fall, Steve, to the Bulls after 27 consecutive wins.
Yeah, that streak to me was one of the great feats in NBA history. Winning 27 games in a row in the regular season, so difficult, but it showed you what the Heat were made of. They really were battling every night, and I thought that put them on a great run heading into the playoffs.
Uncovered. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. And Chalmers kicks to Hazel. It's stolen by Duncan. Green. Wade is covering. Green, no luck.
Great defense in the paint there, making it tough on the offense.
That's what he brings, a presence. I mean, you saw it on that miss.
James. Rebound by Parker.
Well, LeBron James was probably his best season statistically a year ago. I don't think there's any question about it, guys. I mean, certainly it was his most efficient offensive season. I mean, he had career highs of 56% shooting from the floor and 41% from long range. I don't know if we've seen a player of his size put together those kinds of numbers with the types of shots that he takes. I mean, just absolutely stunning what he did in terms of his efficiency last season.
Well, he's found his game and his rhythm this quarter. He's gotten into a nice groove.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. And Mario Chalmers gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. San Antonio making a switch here. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Parker's shot is off. And for LeBron James this season before last, he really focused on scoring in the post. Using his size and strength.
And we've seen his field goal percentage climb as a result. The low post work, I think the selection too, he shoots fewer three-pointers but a higher percentage. So now, how do you guard the guy? He's got everything in the package.
The Spurs making a switch here. Bellinelli's checked in. The Heat have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Wade kicks to Cole. Back to Wade. Battier. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. 1:56 left to play in the first. Spurs trail by 4. Parker outside. Feeds to Bellinelli. His 3-pointers off the mark. The Heat have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Wade drives in. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
You know, if you just look at the numbers without knowing who Dwayne Wade was, you'd think he was probably 6'7" or 6'8", but the way he blocks shots and rebounds, even at 6'4", he just plays much bigger than he really is.
And you go back, Clark, to that big man game for Wade, averaging about a block shot a game for his career.
Well, you think about it, he's 6'5", but he actually has a 6'11" wingspan, and you're not going to find a stronger guy at the shooting guard position. He's over 220 pounds, and there's nothing extra there, so he brings a lot to the table.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
Well, I think this is one of the more amazing stats in sports when you think about it. No matter the season or the roster, the Spurs just seem to find ways to win 50 games. They've done it 14 straight seasons now, which is off the charts.
We've got 1:18 left here in the opening quarter. Here's Cole, covered by Parker. And it's Wade penetrating. 6 on the shot clock. The jump hook. And he can't bank that one in. And Clark, as you said, the Spurs last season hitting 50 wins for the 14th consecutive season. By the way, that's an NBA record. Second closest were the Lakers with 12 straight, Steve, from 79 to 91.
Yeah, 58 wins last season for San Antonio. Greg Popovich calls it corporate knowledge, just the consistency that comes with the experience of the group. And they've been together so long, particularly that core, that I think it allows the Spurs to really kind of cruise at times during the regular season. Their offense already flowing. Some stellar shooting while jumping out to this lead.
Well, high-quality shots, and they've been on target with them.
Now here's Parker, taken away. And now the fast break Anderson with the ball. Allen inside the three-point line, and he's off on his first shot of the game. Stolen by Anderson. The tray. He got up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Heat lead by 6. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment.